Welcome to Tarantula Collective. My name is Richard, and I'm going to tell you all about my trip to Los Angeles. This past weekend, the team over at Microwilderness flew me out and put me up in Los Angeles so I could attend the Reptile Super Show in Pomona. So to everyone that came out to say hi and take selfies and pick up some merchandise, I just want to say a huge thank you. It was awesome meeting all you all. So glad we got to see each other in person. I had an amazing time at the show, and not only did I get to meet a lot of fans, but I got to meet a lot of dealers as well.
My name is Saul, and we are Warm-Hearted Reptiles. We do educational shows, reptile presentations for kids' birthday parties, schools, churches, pretty much any event. Happy to see Tarantula Collective visiting us over here in California, in Pomona, man. It's happy to see you here. Incredible to meet you, man. It's been a pleasure, and we got a little something for you here. No obligation to take, but it's a little gift from us to you, Warm-Hearted Reptiles, to Tarantula Collective.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's yours. We're located in South El Monte, right here, east of Los Angeles, California. So if you guys are in need of reptile presentations, hit us up. We're Warm-Hearted Reptiles. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and hopefully pretty soon we'll start a YouTube.
We own Frank's Buggins 661. We also have a website, franksbuggins661.com. Frank's Buggins 661 across the board. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
What animal on your table right now are you the most excited about or proud of?
Probably our cereal Pagapus Valhallas. We got some babies here. I love all cereal Pagapus. I love that they make Tourette's, like little hidey holes, you know, and my Saladonia babies that I produced.
My name is Ty Randall. I'm with Tie-Dye Exotics. We specialize in tarantulas. We got true spiders, centipedes, scorpions, mantis, isopods, roaches, millipedes. If it's a bug, you name it, we probably have it or work with it at some point. We're based out of Houston, Texas, but we do ship all over the country. TieDyeExotic.com. Most exciting, it's always my centipedes, man.
All right.
I love my centipedes. Check this out. This is a Malaysian jewel.
My name's Jesse. I'm the owner of Creepin family. We're based out of Tacoma, Washington. This is a new stomping ground for us, but it's a great large-scale show and been able to meet a lot of great people. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, now X. Just search Creepin Family, creepinfamily.com, and we also have an app. If you go to Android or Apple Store and look up Creepin, you can find it and you can shop and earn cool reward points. I like basics. I think sometimes we get too carried away with the flashy and the world first and forget what made us fall in love with the hobby. So I'm always a sucker for the brachypelmas. That's Amelia. And everything always comes with an enclosure bioactive. Does all the artwork by hand, and you never get an enclosure that's the same. She also does customs if you reach out.
And even though I promised myself that I was not going to be buying anything, I did buy a few things, and a lot of people gave me stuff. And I flew there, so I couldn't take anything back on the plane with me. But fortunately, Microwilderness was kind enough to pack everything up and ship it out to me overnight. And then after that, we went to Microwilderness and got to check out their facility.
So this is a Varanus Salvatore bivitatis, or the two-striped water monitor, or Asian water monitor. This guy it came from an import. I found him in a wholesale bucket and I just fell in love. As he's grown, he's just turned into a super yellow animal, and he's bonded. He's really cute. This guy specifically, an Indonesian monitor.
And how big do they get?
7 feet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's a baby. He's about 6 months old. And I would say he's a 1.5 feet at the moment.
Nice.
But he is my favorite lizard. This is Ferdinand. He is a Varanus camingi, or the Philippine yellowhead monitor. He used to be considered, or this species used to be considered just a normal Asian water monitor. But recently they have separated these guys as a different subspecies of the Varanus salvator, which I just showed. He's very calm. Sometimes he'll try to book it. He's going through some adolescent stuff, like his difficult teenage years. He's except for he's not a teenager. He's a 1.5 years old. 4 foot. Very pretty. And I really enjoy working with water monitors because they're so smart. They're very personable. They get to know their owners. It takes a lot of work to get them like this, though.
Yeah, I'm keeping my distance.
Yeah. So this is a red Aki monitor. These guys are actually a colony. I got 5 girls and 1 boy. These are probably the most personable out of all the monitors I own. Yeah, so you have the monitor brain in a little package like this, which is really unique. There's a few dwarf species, but this is my favorite to work with. I got into the monitor project about 1.5 years ago. How do you do that? This is a rhino iguana lizard, named after the rhino iguana from the Magic School Bus. The reason Eric is holding this animal is he's bonded to several people in our crew, and I am not one of them. Yeah, she doesn't react well to me, but she loves Eric, she loves my wife, and a couple other people here. Yeah, but she's very cool to everybody else except for me. Yeah. So I'm a really big fan of communal setup, especially with its intra-species. This is one that I've been working on for a couple years. 2 years ago, I discovered in McAllen, Texas, during Hurricane Hannah, that a certain type of toad can live with a Faunopalma annex when I was collecting the annexes for breeding. So come on in. This is an Faunopalma annex, and her roommates are called Gastrophene carolinensis, or the Carolina narrowmouth toad. They're not true toads, they're actually microhylid frogs. And I've discovered that they live in the burrows of the onyx, and when ants go into their burrows, they actually eat the ants. Tarantulas don't have any natural defenses besides webs against the ants, and so in exchange for protection, they'll live with a spider. And so they both protect each other. They're subterranean. They usually only come out during the heavy rains in Texas, South Texas. Yeah, and this spider is very cool. So I found her 2 years ago. I found these frogs between 1 and 2 years ago. I've been adding more. I've actually added a different species called a Motzlan narrowmouth toad from Arizona in here.
Yeah.
And she's communalized with them as well.
So how long have they been living together?
2 years.
So they've been together for 2 years?
Yes, they've been together.
She hasn't eaten any yet?
No, and I had two setups like this, and I was experimenting with different conditions. I actually keep this one really wet, whereas I had the other one very dry. The dry one actually failed to thrive, whereas this one has just been going for very long.
While we were there, they share the same building as Temura Design. He was kind enough to let us come check out a lot of his reptiles and chameleons, and that was just beautiful enclosures. One of the most amazing personal setups I've ever seen. I just got it this morning, and I can't wait to get all these new creatures into their new homes. Now, this is a gargoyle gecko that I got from Warm-Hearted Reptiles. It was funny because when I showed up on the first day, we were both wearing the same Tarantula Collective shirt. This one is a beauty, and I've already got it a little enclosure set up. Oh, well, hello there. And he is a cutie. It's such a cool guy. So we'll go ahead and get him in his enclosure. Now this is the next gecko I got from Jay's World Geckos. It's Jay Rodriguez. You can follow him on Instagram. He was on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. He also is in partnership. He's working with Microwilderness and is taking care of their gecko breeding projects and stuff. So, you know, they're kind of working together, associates. I don't know exactly how you describe it, but this is a beautiful gecko. He was kind enough to give me, and it's awesome. So I want to show you guys this. But he's a little one. Now these were, you know, bred and raised by Jay. I think they're for sale on microwilderness.com and will soon be on Morph Market as well. But this guy is just too cute. But I also already have him a little enclosure set up, so I'm gonna go ahead and move him in there right now as well. So a huge thanks to Jay for that gecko. Now this little guy came from Steven Gessler. It's a Veracruz red rum tarantula, and I've already got a little enclosure set up for him, so let's take a look. He's so tiny. This is an Afaunapelma anax. It came from Frank Buggins, 661. Awesome dude, it was great meeting him. So let's check this little guy out. Got another enclosure already set up. I came prepared. He's tiny. Look at the little thing. He's a tiny little guy, and being a Faunapelma, he's gonna be tiny for a while, but I really like this species, and I'm very excited to have one, so thank you, Frank. So while I was there, I also ran into Daenerys, Mother of Spiders, and they had a really amazing booth, and I wanted to pick up one of their Erisus spiders, and he sent me home with a whole bunch, so check these out. So this is the Erisus albopictus. Now, these are just little guys, but I bought one, and he gave me an extra one, and then a few other spiders, so let's get this one into its home. I got this little tarantula crib enclosure set up here. This is just a spiderling enclosures, and it is somewhere in this moss. I saw it hanging out earlier. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's just so tiny. That was the one I got. He gave me another one, which was very kind. So I'm hoping maybe I'll get a boy and a girl so I can get some photos of both of their colorations as adults. So that's what I was looking for, but he sent me home with a couple of extras as well. This is an Afaunapelma moderatum, little tiny spiderling. And we've got another tarantula cribs enclosure here already set up. But that's not all. They also sent me home with a T. Celedonia. I recently got one from Tie-Dye Exotic, and now I've got one from Daenerys, Mother of Spiders. Piece of cork bark I put in here. I've drilled some holes in, so she's got little spots, a couple different spots to make her little trapdoor burrow. And in the top, I actually drilled a hole this way and a hole this way so that there's kind of a little tunnel for her to explore. So hopefully she'll get up there and find that, and it'll make for a nice little habitat for her. Now these weren't actually given to me. These I purchased. I was looking for some rubber ducky isopods. This is Cubaris iridometrinus, something like that. I'll put it right here. I'm going to set them up in one of these new tarantula crib enclosures. I'll put them in a smaller enclosure because I'm hoping that the close proximity will encourage them to breed. Now these I'm really excited about because they're exactly what I was looking for. I was on the search for rubber ducky isopods that were at a reasonable price, and then Herc from Cucaracha Plug, dude, he was there in the booth with Microwilderness selling roaches and isopods and stuff like that. He's like, I've got some of these for sale. You can just have some. So he was kind enough to really hook me up. I don't even know how many there were. I know initially there was 10, but I was at the Microwilderness facility. He hooked it up with some more, so there might be a lot of them in here. Oh wow. So they're mainly rubber duckies, but there are some blondes, he said, that have been popping out. Oh wow, there's so many. This is so cool. Also going to put them in a smaller enclosure. So I think part of the reason I was having an issue last time is that it was just too big of an enclosure and they weren't really crossing paths and breeding like they should. Now last but certainly not least, I got some really cool wolf spiders, Hogna carolinensis from Microwilderness. So go ahead and get these guys in their new enclosures. Starting off with a slider crib here. So we got a little guy. Got some water, a little hide, places to web up, and well, not really web up, but just kind of explore and hang out. And next three are all a little bit bigger. So that was a small slider crib. These I'm putting in a medium slider crib, but they're set up essentially the same way. She's right up there on top. Definitely don't want her bolting out onto my hand. Oh goodness, but beautiful. Look at that cute little face. Got those bright orange fangs, I just love them. Now I ran out of those enclosures, so now I'm using the medium cube. I think this is the 8x8x8. So, oh, right into the water. Welcome to your new home, little one. So I'm just using some Terra Aranea for the substrate that I got from the Bio Dude. I'll have a link in the description. All right, come on out to your home. And if you'd like to see some species-specific videos on them, just let me know down below in the comments and I'll make some content about it. Now this is the final animal that I will be unboxing or rehousing or whatever this is. I've had some videos on these in the past. I did a video on my Texas and the Arizona barks that I also got from Microwilderness. And while I was there, he was like, you want some Florida barks to kind of round out the collection? Now, I've got a single Florida bark over in an enclosure. He gave me 3 more. I'm gonna house them in this Tarantula Cribs treehouse switch. It's got like the removable background. So I got the black background on there. I kind of tried to replicate a desert scene. There's some sand, there's some dirt, not a desert scene, a Florida kind of environment. I'm gonna put it in my hot cabinet, which is something I haven't shown you yet, but will be coming out in a new video. I don't even want to tell you about it. I'm still kind of testing it out and trying it out. But once I'm sure that it's ready to go, I'll make a video on and tell you all about that. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a cabinet that's I keep hot. It's warm, but it also holds hot species, so you can figure the rest out. So let's get these in here, and this time, let's not get stung. Though it won't hurt nearly as bad as the Arizona barks, it still would suck. Let's go ahead and see if we can get them moved in here in a way that makes sense. They're gripped onto this paper so well. Oh, we got one coming out. All right. 2 and 3. All right, they're all out. And I didn't get stung. Oh, they think they're hiding back here. Little did they know I could take the back off. All right, so those are all the amazing animals that I picked up at the Reptile Super Show in Pomona. So a huge thanks to Nate and the whole entire team at Microwilderness for kind of banding all together and flying me out there and putting me up so I could check it out and hang out. It was awesome to meet Nate and Devin and Jay and all the people there, Herc, and there's so many I can't name them all. But I also got to meet like Deborah Wilson in person and of course Jay Rodriguez. I've already mentioned him like 4 times now. It was so much fun meeting so many dealers and so many fans and talking to people about spiders, giving out stickers, and it was a blast. I had a great time. So thank you again to everybody that showed up. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed all these animals, and thanks to everybody that, I wanted to say donate them to me, but they just gave them to me. It's not like I'm a charity. So thank you for giving me those. I greatly appreciate it. I will take amazing care of them and make sure they have the best possible life. As always, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for buying Tarantula Collective merchandise, and I will see you next Tuesday.